How long does it take to heal histamine intolerance? This is a question I get asked all of the time, and so I thought I'd just do a video on it, answering it in full. So in this video, we're going to go over what healing looks like, healing histamine intolerance on the GAPS diet, how long it takes, and what regressions can mean. So let's get into it. So the short and annoying answer to this question is it varies for everyone. I know that's really annoying, but it's true. And you have to look at the severity of your symptoms. Like obviously if someone scrapes their knee, it's going to take a lot less time to heal than someone who's had open heart surgery or something. So first you really need to consider how sick are you? Some people I work with, they just have histamine intolerance and maybe a couple other things. A lot of people I work with are bedbound, they have Lyme, they also have chronic fatigue, co-infections, all of these other things. So which one do you think is going to take longer to heal? So let's just be realistic about that. The second thing I want to say is that healing histamine intolerance can be quite quick, but healing all the other things can take time. So if you can kind of differentiate them, like if you have chronic fatigue and Lyme, can you put those symptoms to the side because it might take a lot longer to heal those, where histamine intolerant symptoms might go away a lot quicker. So I'm really skeptical to share what's normal because I don't want people to compare themselves to that or get frustrated if they're not moving that quickly or feel like, oh, that's a really long time. But I am going to try to give you what I typically see. So I'm just going to write it out. Let's say this is our timeline. I help people to get on the GAPS diet slowly. It's recommended to do the intro diet. And so my job when I work with people is like how to get you there with the least amount of pain, the least amount of resistance, and to get there successfully without having all these crazy symptoms. So initially it can mean like if up here is healing histamine intolerance and this is time, it starts off pretty slow. And like during this time, it's like you're starting to introduce probiotics 1 drop at a time. Okay, we're having meat stock, we're having a little bit more. And then all of a sudden you reach this point, usually a few weeks into the GAPS intro diet, where all of a sudden you can start introducing more and more probiotic rich foods quicker and quicker. So you can kind of jump from like 1 drop of probiotic foods to like, oh, all of a sudden I'm having 3 teaspoons, which to a lot of you watching, that might not seem like a lot, but you should go look at my video where I compare sauerkraut to some of the top probiotic supplements and you'll be shocked how much probiotic activity is just in a little bit of sauerkraut juice. And really just those initial drops is giving your body so much to work with to help create that DAO enzyme and to heal the lining. So small amounts make a big impact. And then all of a sudden you kind of get to this point where your body's making DAO. And because it's making DAO, you can get rid of that histamine. So now you can include more of those histamine-rich probiotic foods. And then it just kind of starts going, and then your health is perfect forever, right? Wrong. That's kind of the model I see is like very slow and then kind of, it seems like exponential. And in this area, it's not that your health is amazing, but all of a sudden you can eat all these foods without reacting. And so that is really what we're focusing on. Other issues have probably taken generations to get that sick. So it's not going to happen overnight, but the histamine intolerance does clear up pretty quickly. Like I would say generally a month is when people start getting to the point where all of a sudden they can have more and more. And that's really exciting because the more you have, the quicker you heal, and then the more you can have, and the quicker you keep going. And it's just like exponential. But let's talk about regressions. Let's be super honest. So a lot of people will talk about our health and our body kind of being like an onion, how we have layers of healing. And in the core is maybe like your main issue. So if this is your onion, boom, boom. So when we're healing histamine intolerance, let's say maybe 1 month, tons of your symptoms go and you're feeling really good. But then as your body starts getting healthier and healthier, it naturally wants to peel those layers of unhealth back, if that's what I would call it. So let's say there's like chronic infection, yeast overgrowth. I don't even know. I'm just making these up. Parasites or something. Okay, so you start feeling good. You're increasing all these high histamine foods, feeling good. Then your body goes, oh, I'm healthy enough. I'm going to take care of this chronic infection. And it sheds a layer. It starts to detox that chronic infection, which actually makes your immune system go a little bit crazy at the moment. And it can feel like you go like this. And all of a sudden it feels like, wait, I'm not tolerating those high histamine foods. There's a good chance it's actually the probiotics, not really the histamines that you're reacting to. And so, yeah, you're just reacting to that and having a little dip. And then your body strengthens again after it gets rid of that layer and you start going like this again. Yay! yay. And then like, okay, it's time to clear out that yeast, which by the way, yeast exhales a ton of histamine. So you can have another little health dip and you're like, wait, why am I not tolerating? It can feel like that actually. Wait, I'm not tolerating these foods again. I can only go back to having a little bit. But every time you do that, it's like a quicker and quicker recovery. And long term, you're getting rid of those deeper health issues like the Lyme, chronic fatigue, all those other issues are the inner core of the onion. So when you have those little drops, that often means your body is getting healthier and it's shedding something that it needs to get rid of. So it can be frustrating and it can feel like you're going backwards, but I just really want to encourage you and let you know every time you have a setback that can feel like, wait, I'm getting histamine intolerance again, you'll recover quicker and quicker, and then you'll be stronger in the long term. So just remember, healing is a long journey. It's not instant, it's not overnight. Our gut is like 40,000 feet long of gut lining, trillions of bacteria, and it took generations to get to this point of sickness. So it's not going to heal overnight, but if you stick with it and you stick with these amazing healing traditional foods and just listen to your body, you're going to have great success because you might go back and forth, but it will be really helpful. So thanks for watching.